And on this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Rove R2-4K Pro, which is the upgraded version of the R2-4K Dashcam. And they have done significant hardware and software changes to it, including the ability to run higher resolutions, higher frame rate, and also a supercapacitor and more. And on this video, I'm going to show you what you get when you get one of these dashcams, as well as test drive footage so we can see how well it actually performs. And as always, I'd like to remind you that I place a link in the description down below to this dashcam in case you want to get one for yourself. And here's the Rove R2-4K Pro. It has a built-in GPS antenna and it has been equipped with a 2.4-inch LCD screen. And on the left-hand side, we have the memory card slot, which supports memory cards as large as 512 gigabytes. And on the right-hand side of the dashcam, we have the power input in the form of a USB-C connector, and there's also a TV out on top of the dashcam. And on the bottom of the dashcam, we have a reset button and a microphone. And the first accessory is the suction mount, which mounts directly to the dashcam by sliding it onto the top. You'll also notice that the suction mount has the ability for us to let us turn the camera left to right and also aim the camera up or down. And the next accessory is this low profile mount that also slides and mounts directly to the dashcam and also gives us the ability to turn the dashcam left to right and also up and down. But also notice that this low profile mount features high strength double-sided tape, which I can peel and then apply the dashcam directly to my windshield. And to power the dashcam, they have included the cigarette lighter adapter, which features two USB ports, one for our dashcam and another one to charge our device of our choice. And they have also included a 12 feet long USB-C right angle cable for power, and they have also included a smaller 2.5-foot cable USB-C if we wanted to connect the dashcam to our computer. And let's begin with the startup test. Normally the dashcam is going to turn on automatically. I do this manually so we can see how long it takes before it starts up.
Video mode.
And there it is.
Recording started.
You'll also notice that on the button on the side for power button, if I tap that button once, it takes a picture. We also have the button for the menu, and we have a button right here that allows us to turn off the microphone. And if I press that, it re-enables the microphone. We also have this button in the middle that allows us to flag a video that we are currently recording so we can find it a lot easier in the future. We also have this little arrow. If I press that arrow,
The display is off.
the,
Video is recording.
the display is off and the dashcam is still recording. I can press that and the display returns on. You also have an OK button that
Recording stopped.
allows us to stop the recording
Recording started.
and resume the recording. But you'll also notice that if I press and hold the menu button down,
Photo mode.
it switches to photo mode, so this can work like a regular camera that takes pictures. If I click and hold it again,
Playback mode.
it goes into playback mode, so now I can play back any of the videos that we have previously recorded and watching in this screen. But now let's look at the menu features by pressing the menu button.
Recording stopped. Video settings.
And the first setting is gonna be video resolution, and the highest I can run this dashcam at is 3840 by 2160 at 30 frames per second, or I can run it at 2560 by 1440 at 60 frames a second. Running it at a higher frame rate can give us the ability of potentially capturing license plates. We also get a G sensor for detecting car crashes, and the Rove dashcam offers a ton of adjustability here because we have 9 different levels, all the way starting from 1, and I can increase that all the way up to 9 for the sensitivity of the G sensor. But also notice that we get advanced features such as wide dynamic range, manually adjusting the exposure, time-lapse recording, and video compression. Additionally, we also have 24-hour parking mode. However, you do need to hardwire the dashcam in order to enable this mode. And if it was hardwired, you would get 2 choices. One will be to run it at time-lapse plus G sensor. That means that the dashcam is recording a time-lapse, but when it senses that somebody hit your car, it turns on and records normal video. Or we can run it on motion detection, where every time somebody passes in front of the dashcam records normal video, and also when somebody impacts your car, the dashcam is gonna record normal video as well. But we also get one last option for parking monitoring, and that is collision detection only, if we only want the dashcam to record when it senses that an impact has happened. But here's one of my favorite things when it comes to parking mode, having a separate G sensor from the G sensor that is used for driving. As you can see, we we can also select all the way up between 9 different levels of sensitivity for the parking mode G sensor, which again is different from the normal driving G sensor. And on the system settings, we get the ability to turn on the Wi-Fi in case we wanted to use the app, and we also have additional options such as changing the date and time, time format, day format, and also the ability to adjust the screensaver. How long do we want the screen to stay on before it turns off while the dashcam continues to record, or we can choose to keep the screen on all the time. And we get additional options if we keep scrolling down, such as turning off this beep sound, or adjusting the speaker volume, adjusting the voice guidance, and the boot up startup sound, or going into playback mode to playback on a TV, or entering your license plate to be shown as a stamp on the video that it is recorded by the dashcam, and more. And let's also take a look at the Rove app, which is available for Apple devices and Android devices. And I have connected to the Rove R2-4K Pro, and as you can see, we have a live view from the dashcam. Additionally, if I wanted to see that on a larger size, I can turn it around and see it on a larger screen. Also notice that we can control the dashcam from the app. We can stop the recording, we can take a picture, change the mode of the dashcam, mute the microphone, minimize the screen, or resume recording one more time. And we can also access the videos that the dashcam has recorded by going into the dashcam video options. And here we have the first tab is for videos, and as you can see, you have the information of the video and the ability to download it to your phone for safekeeping, or play it right off the dashcam in case you just wanted to review it and don't need a permanent copy of it, or you can choose to delete a specific video or trim it or lock it to prevent that from being deleted. And on the second folder, we have events. These are videos where the dashcam believes you got into a car crash, so they have been flagged for you to review. And on the third folder, we have photos that we might have taken with this dashcam. But going back to the videos, if you downloaded any of them onto your phone for safekeeping, you can always review them later under the local album without being connected to the dashcam. Finally, we get a settings tab where we are able to change all the same settings of the dashcam that I showed you earlier using the app, including the first tab and the second tab that contains the system settings. But now that I've shown you all the features of this dashcam, let's take it out for a test drive so we can see how well it actually performs, including the audio test. And this is an audio test of the Rove R2-4K Pro, and I am sitting on the driver's side seat. And this is an audio test of the Rove R2-4K Pro, and I am standing outside the driver's side door. And in case you're curious about the differences between the R2-4K and the R2-4K Pro, we got a faster processor on here. We got the Novatec 96670 versus the 96660 on the prior Rove R2-4K. Additionally, the display has been upgraded from a TN display to an IPS display, which typically has much better quality as far as the image that is shown on here versus a TN display. We also have upgraded Wi-Fi. They've given us 5 GHz GHz Wi-Fi and 2.4 GHz, where we only had 2.4 GHz on the prior version of this. And also, probably the biggest change is gonna be the fact that they moved over to a super capacitor instead of a lithium battery. Now, having a lithium battery on a dashcam gives you potentially the ability to have hardwire mode without the hardwire kit. However, lithium batteries have an issue in certain places where it runs really hot, and even in places where it doesn't run hot, sometimes the battery can degrade, and I have made another video about this, and can actually fail completely and destroy the camera or just fail and stop working. Going to a supercapacitor allows a dashcam to sustain higher temperatures, and you don't have that battery potentially degrading. And firmware updates are also quite interesting, because in the R2-4K, those firmware updates had to be manually done to the dashcam using a computer, where in the Pro, the firmware updates can be done directly with the app, which makes updating the dashcam a lot easier. However, the app still requires you to sign up for a username and password. Now, I personally don't need another username or a password. Most dashcam apps let you use the software with no username or in some kind of guest mode. In here, you do have to sign up for it. And I think if you don't get something in return for that sign on, perhaps if they're giving us cloud storage or maybe double the warranty, then I don't really see much value in forcing a customer to sign up for a username and password, but maybe they'll change that in the future. But overall, it's pretty neat to see that Rove is continuing to update their dashcams with the latest technology. So remember, I put a link in the description down below to this dashcam in case you want to get one for yourself. And if you have any other questions regarding this, please put that in the comments down below. If you found any part of this video helpful, hit the thumbs up button to support the channel, and stay tuned as I have a lot more dashcam videos coming up. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.